So I'm very pleased to be here. 10 years ago, I was in Birmingham when this Adhisthana was not here yet, and I could meet some of you, but so many of you never. So it's a great moment for me and for my friend Benny in our life to be part of a bigger Sangha. And let me begin by somebody who is a member of this Sangha, but who is not here now, who is a very dedicated Dhamma teacher and who spends half of the year always in India and half of the year here in Great Britain. Do you know maybe Dhammachari Subhuti? Yeah, you do. Very good. So he discovered us, like Christopher Columbus discovered America. He, when coming back from India, he stops for more than a decade. He stops always. Coming from India and going from India, he stops in Hungary. And he does it because he discovered our activity in Hungarian Buddhist Quarterly. We wrote articles even 10 years ago in the Hungarian Buddhist Quarterly in Hungarian. Of course, Dhammachari Subhuti doesn't understand even a word from our articles in that quarterly. But there was one word he understood, and he noticed in the quarterly looking at, this was the word Dr Ambedkar. We wrote about Dr Ambedkar in our Buddhist quarterly, and we read books, we wrote articles. This was mainly our Buddhism. Reading books and writing about. There is even a Buddhist college in Budapest. You can even have academic degrees in Budapest from Buddhism. This was the Buddhism mainly for us 10, 15 years ago. This was mainly a hobby of intellectual people, like us, like me, for example. Not really a part of our life. This was a Buddhism a bit without the Buddha, without the Sangha. We knew about Dr. Ambedkar too, of course, but this lively movement, this religious life was not part of our everyday life. We never had the strength of the living Sangha around us. And Subhuti came in 2005 to Hungary. You can ask why Subhuti came. Why did he come to Hungary? Like Bodhidharma, why did he come from India to China? This was the same kind of visit for us. He visited us. He visited our village. It was a village far from the cities. That village at that time where we lived, it was an ethnical ghetto of gypsy people. 1,000 gypsies lived there. And we ran programs, educational programs for the youth to make higher the level of education. And it was a rural ghetto. Our people were really under the bottom of the Hungarian standards, and they are discriminated on the basis of skin color. 6% of the Hungarian society are gypsy. In some villages, 100%, in that village, for example, where we lived at that time. And if you go to any Hungarian high school or college or university, you cannot meet any gypsy youngster in the secondary and higher education. Life expectancy is about 60 or even 50 years, so you cannot meet elderly people in gypsy communities. Jails are full of gypsies, mainly young male, mainly boys. So this is the perspective what the Hungarian society provides to the gypsy youngsters. Segregated schools, unemployment, and jails. We had several educational programs in these communities 10, 15 years ago as well. And by the way, we were Buddhists. But these were two separated things in our life. We were Buddhists by books, by lexicons, by academic studies. But the Buddha was not there. The Sangha was not there. We knew Dr. Ambedkar, but from books. He was not there. And Subhuti looked upon us, looked at our activities, very quietly in a meditation, and he thought about this distance within us. And he said once a very important sentence, a sentence of insight, an illuminating sentence for us, which showed the way after for us. It was a very simple sentence, but it changed our attitude. It gave us a perspective. It was, if the Buddha was walking on the street in Hungary, people would think he's a gypsy. Because of skin color, of course, because being an immigrant in Hungary, with all the connotation of this word gypsy. Gypsy means dirty, smelly, thief, lazy, whatever you can think about negative things. These are the connotations of gypsy in Eastern European societies. And this was not the only thing Subhuti did to tell this important sentence. He invited us also to India. We were very happy. We wanted to visit the legendary country of our childhood's fairy tales, elephants, snakes, yogis, maharajas, palaces of maharajas, dancing gopis and apsaras, yes. But we met something different in India. First, we met the same problems as we have in Hungary around us. Discrimination, poverty, and so on. But we met the solution to these problems as well in India. We met a huge movement, wonderful people who fight against poverty, against discrimination, who fight for dignity of humans. We met, for example, a man who made an evening school for different age groups in a slum area to teach English. And we invited, after coming back from India, we invited this man to Hungary to teach in our slum area as well, to do the same work what we saw in India, what he did. His name is Bharat. He is with us now. It was a very big inspiration for us to have personal contacts with people who have success against these big problems. Bharat was the key person to make a book, another book. We like books. This is our prayer book. It was printed in Taiwan, and our friends from India organized the printing of it in Taiwan. And 10,000 of books we had. So it is the very basis of our everyday religious work. Because this is a different book than the other books I spoke about. This is a prayer book, a book for the Sangha, for the living religious life. And we can be grateful to this living religious life we have now, to our friends, mainly in India, who taught us that Buddhism is not only something antique from 2,000 years ago, from books, but it's a living strength for us to change our life, to face the problems we have in our everyday life. And that is why we could organize Dr. Ambedkar High School. Dr. Ambedkar High School has now 100 youngsters in the classrooms. They are very much inspired by the mere story of life of Dr. Ambedkar, who was born in a family, in a discriminated family. He was, I don't know, the 14th pupil, the 14th child in his family. So our youngsters recognize their own life in his life story. And after he went to studies, he went abroad, he went back, and he became a law minister, and he wrote the constitution which abolished discrimination. So this story is very, very inspiring for our students. This is something they can identify with, and our everyday work has got wings with this background, with the Sangha, with a living religious life we could get from Triratna. So that is why it is a great moment for me to be here among you, and to give back a bit the inspiration we have got from you. Thank you.